Hey, what is going on, everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7 out today. Got some more summoning for you guys. This time around, we're going to be going for the one, the only Lisette, who is the basically incarnation of Diche herself, right? The goddess of life, the one that keeps resetting the world over and over again when things don't go her way. And soon we'll have that power as well on the battlefield, where we can just reset the entire fight if things don't go our way, right? Who doesn't like a second chance? Anyway, we are gonna get 30 discounted summons because she is a brand new unit, which means we do save about 450 mystic medals, which is not bad. It's almost another 10 pull right there, which is pretty good. But yeah, I'm really hoping that we don't end up going to pity. I'm gonna do a little skipperoo there. Got only 3 stars. Yikes. Okay, but yeah, we came in here with what, 7,500 mystic medals. It's not enough for pity. I think full pity needs well, actually, with the discounted summons, I don't know exactly, 9,000 something. So yeah, we're close to pity. I probably have enough sky stones to refresh to get to pity, but that is going to take a lot of time, and hopefully we can get her, because I don't think I have the time to spare to keep re-rolling today. Alright, the good thing is actually Aureus is on rate up, so that is really good. Getting more copies at plus 5, or max limit broken, right? Not just enhanced to plus 5, but max limit breaking with 5 imprints. We do get an ML4, but unfortunately, it's gonna be Last Piece Corinne, who I already have. I kind of wish it was, you know, one of the ones I was missing. Wretched Rose would have been really cool to see for this one, because she does have the same ability, right, of resetting the match, except it's not... Wretched Rose needs, like, to take an extra turn after her initial skill 3 in order to do so. Oh my gosh, Januto rate up, guys. Holy. Alright, 140 summons. We have 5,000 mystic medals left. It's about 100 pulls. Did we just get more 3 stars again? Okay, at least we... I thought we could just get another whole batch of only 3 stars. Like, you can't do this to me, Smallgate. At least give me, like, 4-star artifacts like this, right? Because at least that way we can sell them off for some powders. Okay, come on now. We gotta... Oh my gosh, guys, this is bad. We've been kind of getting shafted here in terms of our pull rates. The information for the summons? Okay, well, there's Chloe also on rate up. Alright. Oops, that is not what I wanted to see. There it is. So Chloe's on rate up. We also have Homage to Tarman, which is not really a great artifact either. Wow, the rate ups for this are not great. I feel like Homage to Tarman needs like a buff of some sort. They buffed Schneel, but they didn't buff his artifact, which is kind of interesting. But speaking of buffs, there should be a balance adjustment preview coming up maybe tomorrow. I want to guess tomorrow. I might be wrong. Oh, come on now. We can't be going to pity. We pitied last time as well, right? And maybe the time before that too. We've been getting some pretty bad luck with our Mystic Summons. Come on, please! No Purple Spark. That's no Purple Spark. That's all 3 stars yet again. Guys, we're getting absolutely scammed here. Oh, okay. Thank goodness, guys. The Purple Spark is here to bless us, which means the 5-star Light Soul Weaver Lisette is joining the ranks. Alright, well, you guys know what that means. It is time to go ahead and build her up, and then we can finally showcase her to you guys, and you can see her in action. Okay guys, let's go ahead and take a look at my Lisette's build. She's currently at plus 15 skill enhancement here. Went to max on the skill 1 as well for the healing effect. If you want to save some Olagoras, you don't have to go all the way on the healing. Maybe at plus 4 is a good place to stop if you're trying to save up Molas for other units. The skill 2 for the combat readiness gain is really strong. I'd highly recommend you max that one out. And on the skill 3, you also have a -3 cooldown here, which definitely helps her quite a bit in terms of decreasing that long cooldown. So maybe, just maybe, you might get a chance to use it a second time. But hey, we'll see through our testing if that is actually worth enhancing. I'm currently running Warhorn as my artifact of choice, just because it increases the amount of damage that my allies can do, and also gives her combat readiness. Although it does depend on my opponent's turns, I don't know if I want this or Idol's Cheer on her right now, but let's just give Warhorn a shot, and we'll swap artifacts if needed. But for my current build, I'm currently rocking about 26k HP. This will roughly translate to about 46k HP in game in a match, because she does gain 80% extra HP and defense, right? So she is going to be a bit shy of like 3,000 defense here, but I did opt to go for a counter set, and I did go for a speed set too. So I did, or not a speed set, but I did go for speed boots as well. The speed boots here are just to make sure that we can still turn cycle. I think it works well with middling speed like this for something with a Warhorn. You could also run her on something like Excommunicant Sensor. I think that's also okay for turn cycling, but I did want to make sure I have enough bulk here, just so she can survive and just be an absolute nuisance for my opponent. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into our first match over here against a very aggressive team. It's actually really rare to see such an aggressive team in arena defense, so let's go ahead and see what they have in store for us. RB, ML Elvira, Zio, and not ML Ludwig, Abad Ludwig. Might as well be ML at this point. But Zio's gonna open, Ludwig's gonna jump up, debuff everybody, Elvira goes, almost cleaves us, RB probably comes in and cleaves the rest of us, but we'll see if Lisette can actually survive all of this. I am bringing in Empyrean Ilanov. This ensures that we don't take too much damage from Zio's skill 3, and also from ML Elvira's attacks in general, right? Because then she won't be able to defense penetrate. But she is going to put Curse on my units here, which is going to kind of suck. Yeah, there we go. Fortunately for us, we are able to take a turn before my opponent does. I'm just going to rip a skill 3 into the ML Elvira. She does have a full anti-crit, but Little Queen Charlotte guarantees crits. This should finish her off. Boom. And now the RB comes in, right? Look at that damage, guys. Gonna be kind of bad. Ooh, takes us out, but we do end up reviving. Well, quote-unquote reviving. Little Queen Charlotte is currently now nothing but a little fragment of life. Estelle managing to survive with a damage share, and we are now still in it. Now, Lisette does have this divinity. It grants this 80% total HP and defense, because we have 4 stacks at the start. Every time an ally is defeated, you get this fragment of life being put on them, and after 2 turns, they'll revert back to their original form, right? But with Lisette over here, right now, every time she loses a divinity stack, she'll create a fragment of life. So you definitely don't want to lose all your units super quickly, but at the same time, you also kind of want to make sure you're just careful, right? Too many squishy units, your opponent can easily just cleave you, get rid of all your stacks of divinity, and then if you're running stuff that's tankier, you got to be careful that your opponent isn't just like this, like outpacing you completely, right? The fragments of life, when they take their turn, will heal. They have a skill that they will use, which is to heal and give you combat readiness. Now, Lisette, you can soulburn her skill 1 here to essentially revert one of the fragments directly into a hero, but what you can also do in a situation like this is, as long as your units aren't fully dead, you can use your skill 3, which is Converge Time, and this will allow you to basically say like, hey, hang on, I'm losing right now, but redo, right? Let's do it over. And you get to fully reset your entire team. Now, this doesn't reset their combat readiness. Their combat readiness is still where they were, And if they were fragments of life, they get fully restored. So absolutely incredible stuff. Let's go ahead and just, oh, we don't actually need a soul burn this. Let's go for the Ludwig. The splash damage from the little Queen Charlotte should finish off this Arbiter Vildred. Actually, it should finish off everybody. But yeah, there you go. Literally a comeback queen. Like, you cannot let this unit just keep popping off without punishing her. Let's take a look at another match now with another pretty aggressive team, actually. RNL's opening up with Tactical Archetype Coley following hot on her heels, and this, Eve the Abyss Fumier is also there on the other side. Now, the Fumier will prevent Lisette from reviving the frontline unit, because they technically haven't passed away there. But I just want to see how this interaction works, right? Let's just go ahead and dive into this. I want to try as many of these cool interactions as possible, just to see, just to confirm our suspicions. So, Fumier's there. She will be able to banish this Perfumer Vivillus to the Shadow Realm, and I'm putting her in the front because she will be using her cleanse and heal and stuff here. Then she'll give us our lingering fragrance stacks before she, vanishes into the abyss. So I think we should be good. Our little Queen Charlotte is able to go as well. I am just going to bonk this Tactical Archetype Coley right here, just to get rid of her. Don't want her dealing too much damage to my team or anything like that. Boom, very nice. We actually, whoa, do we get rid of RNL too? Okay, that's kind of wild. Fumir is going to come in. She's going to skill 3. This will get rid of my frontline unit, so goodbye Perfumer Bibulus. But before she left, she did give us so many lingering fragrances on the team, increasing everyone's max health, which is super nice. Now, the problem with Lisette is that she's super difficult to deal with, right? I put on counter set because if she's focused down, she can counter and then heal. Her skill 1 has a pretty hefty heal. You can see my Lisette right now with 4 stacks of Divinity is at over 50 KHP. That's with some lingering fragrance stacks here as well. It is just insane how tanky you can make this unit, and it's just absolutely wild. I don't know. I don't know how I can how I'm gonna be able to fight this thing. But what I'm gonna do now is literally just skill 3. We'll see how this interacts with the Fumir. I'm pretty sure it does absolutely nothing. But I'm doing it just to reset Little Queen Charlotte and everyone back to the start of the match, where we get the Benimaru's Tachi immunity on us, right? So this gives us the immunity, we get the Benimaru's Tachi proc, and I am just gonna go for another skill 3. Straight into the Bellion. Why not? Tons of damage. Boom. Nice splash damage too. Ooh, nice counter attack. Very nice. We are going to get debuffed, unfortunately. Oh, and the other thing is, you can't control Lisette, because as long as she has a stack of Divinity, she's immune to all debuffs. So, absolutely crazy stuff here. I really don't know how I'm ever going to be fighting this unit. Look at that. Look at the healing she provides to the team, too. It is insane. One of those units that you really can't let your opponent have. At least from what I can see at this point here. You might be able to counter her with anti-revive units, but even then, you're only limited to a few of them, and only, I think, Briarwitch is really viable. This has got to be the ultimate showdown, right? One of the strongest units in the game, Notos, who is essentially an auto-win button, versus the Goddess of Life herself, the reset button. So will we be able to outlast a team like this, where they start off really strong offensively with RNL and the Perfumer Bibulus with her debuffs and stuff, and then follow up by Notos as an anchor, right? There's also Lady of the Scales, which is going to be super annoying for us because she is going to be mitigating a lot of the damage that we do, and this Notos, I think, is a front line, so that's going to be kind of tough. You see Lisette there, though. With a single counter, she's able to mitigate so much damage just by healing everybody up, and whoa, we are actually doing quite the amount of damage to this Notos. It doesn't matter because he's going to get immortality anyway. We can't finish him off. Which means when he gets his skill 3 off, he's going to fully heal and double his HP. So you can think of Lisette as kind of like a Notos here in the sense that she has just insane bulk, 47 KHP right now with my Divinity. Let's go for, let's just hit the Notos himself. He is going to be able to skill 3. We should be okay. We're going to take some injury damage on our units, namely the Estelle and the Bellona here. There we go, but it's okay. The Notos is going to skill 3, and he's gonna have about 50 KHP, so just about the same as my my Lisette, right? Let's see if we can outlast though. If my opponent takes out any of my units, if we get unlucky from dodging Notos, for example, then yeah, we can just click our skill 3 and revive. Now, I'm not sure if we actually get the fragment of life here. Let's see if we do. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Hopefully Notos finishes off one of my units. I'm gonna go ahead and just hit the Bellona. Or sorry, not the Bellona, Lady of the Scales. Let's hope he hits the Bellona here. If he does, we'll see if we actually get the fragments. Oh, okay. Well, we have the damage here and like a ton of evasion. So I guess we kind of built a perfect team to counter his units. For now. Okay, let us go for a skill 1. Now, the injury that we're taking is fine, because when Lisette uses skill 3, it reverses to the beginning of the battle, right? To the start of the battle, which means we're not going to have any injury at all. So if you're like in a bruiser situation like this, and you're trying to outlast your opponent, they're injuring you down, your Estelle, for example, is not able to deal as much damage because she skills with HP, well, have no fear. Alright, there's the attack on Bellona. We're going to counter some more. Setsuka's going to proc soon. Ooh, there's the proc. Okay, so we might actually take out our opponent before they take us out. But we can go ahead and use Lisette to see if we can reset our injury here. Oh, there's the Holy Sacrifice on the Notos. Okay. I might as well just pop the skill 3. Just debuff all my opponents. Make sure that they're blinded. Ooh, okay, there we go. Oh, Setsuka goes down to the reflect damage and stuff. Okay. But that's okay, right? Because with Lisette here, we really do not care. Look at that. Revive does a fragment of life. Now, this is a unique effect. I'm pretty sure under Notos' skill 3 that this would still be able to function, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's go ahead and just soul burn this into the RNL. But look at this. Look how unfair this is, right? Your opponent can just be going through and throwing everything they have at you. But as long as your Lisette stays alive, there's pretty much nothing your opponent can do to stop you. In this case, my Bellona is injured down, and so is the Estelle. Against an RNL, like, what are you going to do when a Lisette does this? Still with 40 KHP, by the way. Immune to debuff, so this RNL can't even fear her, no defense breaks and stuff. Boom, look at that. Everyone's back to the start of the match, and they get an increased speed buff. What is the RNL gonna do? That's right, pretty much nothing, right? And so we're gonna get a pretty easy win here. So for units like Setsuka that rely on their HP to ignore resistance against the opponent, you're just resetting everything. Lisette is just healing everyone back to full. If you get hit and your Lisette does counter, again, it's going to mitigate so much of the damage that your opponents are doing, especially onto herself, if they're trying to focus her down like immediately at the start of the battle. Alright guys, this is going to be a pretty cool test. Kind of a double-edged sword here, because I do want to still bring Lisette into my matches, but at the same time, let's throw in Hecate here. There is a Lisette on my opponent's side, and I definitely want to know if Hecate can actually prevent Lisette from using her abilities here, in terms of like reviving the team and such. You might think it's a little counterintuitive to bring the Lisette with my own Hecate, but as long as my units don't go down, I can still reset the battle, so that is something that we have going for us. Let's just jump into it and see how it plays out though, right? Oh, ooh, wait, this is actually kind of bad. So, yeah, look at that. The Ludwig is stealth. I was kind of hoping to be able to hit the Ludwig. Now, the Lisette is immune to debuffs, but she's not immune to negative effects. So I'm pretty sure if I go ahead and skill 3 into her, I will be able to push her back, and I think we'll be okay. I think I'll just soul burn it anyway, because I don't think MLTU needs to soul burn his skill 3 to defense break everybody, right? So let's go for this. See, you can still push her back, so it's not something like Genesis Roz where you can't push him back and you can't proc something like a Zeo to get the Teiyu going. So now we can go for a skill 3, we'll defense break his team, and the real question is, do I want to get rid of the RB? Let's go for the RB. Let's see what happens. Right, he should be going down, and he shouldn't revive. Ah, there you go. I don't think there's a fragment of life there. so I don't think the Arbiter Vildred is going to be coming back at all. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, Hecate, that answers the question, guys. Hecate, Brywitch Assyria, Singelica, units that, you know, prevent revives will not be, or will be effective against Lisette. Yeah, and so that's pretty decent, pretty good. I think what we'll do now is, he can reset his team, but if he resets his team, doesn't he lose all of his buffs? I think so. I think he loses his buffs if he resets his team, so I'm just gonna let him reset his team. Let's let the Lisette reset here. Yeah, there you go. See, it actually does reset his buff, so he is gonna be using his skills again. Okay, that is fine. Perfectly fine. Why don't we just go for the Para here? And at this point, I think we're okay. Para's gonna push up and everything. Ludwig is gonna take a turn, probably before Zio. I have 100's gonna, he's gonna take a turn before Zio here. Ooh. Oh, never mind. We actually take a turn. It's not bad. Let's go for the Para. Ooh, pretty decent damage. Pretty decent. Didn't take him out. We are going to get smacked with a ton of damage, though. Boom. And now here's the thing. We also can't revive. We also can't revive here, so that's a bit of a problem. Maybe I should have used Lisette's skill 3 earlier. I don't know. Anyway, let's go for it now to at least reset the Hecate. I actually do want to test this because we do have the block debuff on us. I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter. Yeah, it does not matter. So Lisette's skill 3 does bypass the block. So we're okay. Alright, there's some extra damage here. We're fine. Okay, there we go. Let's go for a... Ooh, do I have enough damage with the skill 3? Ludwig will come in and deal even more damage. Should I try for the Lisette or should I go for the Para? Para won't do much. She has a turn 1. She's going to increase people's combat readiness. I am just going to go for the skill 3 here. I probably could have gone for just the skill 1, but I do want the greater attack buff, right? There we go. Ooh, and we're able to finish off the Lisette, guys. That is pretty good. Yeah, ignoring defense is probably the way to go. And look at that. Look at the counterattacks healing us up so that we actually don't get taken down by this Ludwig. Pretty good, huh? But yeah, I think defense penetration is the way to go if you're trying to focus her down, because she increases her defense stat as well. So she can get really bulky really quick, especially if she still has 3 or 4 stacks of the divinity on her. Yeah, but this match I think was like the perfect test of so many different scenarios. Anti-revive does work against her, defense penetration is effective against her, and yeah, she is just really difficult to work around. With Hecate and Brywitch though, I can see cleave and stuff being an option against her. When she skill 3s, by the way, she cannot revive teammates as long as they're not fragments of life, right? So if you prevented the fragments of life from existing to begin with, you'll prevent her from being able to revive with her skill 3. Let's go ahead and try a fun little team here against this Harseti comp. There's a Boss of Runka and a Notos, essentially saying you can't reach our boy in the back, but you know what? Challenge accepted. Let's go for it. I am bringing Monarch of the Sword of Syria so she can cause Estelle to counter a bit more often, giving us some more barriers and protection. We also have young Senya who's going to take the turn because Estelle is in the front, Harseti always AoEs, and so we're going to get the fighting spirit to cut our opponent, and then we'll try to push everybody up. I know it's gonna proc Celine and stuff, it could get a little messy, but I'm feeling pretty confident in this, because again, if anything goes awry, we can just hit the reset button, and this just allows people to play a little bit more risky, right, with their drafts, or a lot more risky with their actual gameplay. I can't believe we almost destroyed that Celine there, but let's go for a skill 3, full cleanse. See what this leads us to. There's the skill 2 coming out into the Monarch of the Sword of Syria. Oh no, that's a lot of damage, but it's okay. We'll be fine. Oh no, my Monarch of the Sword of Syria. That's a lot of damage, but it's okay. We'll be fine. See, the the fragment comes back, it does heal and push us up, so that is pretty good. I could skill 3 right now and revert everything back to its original state, including the young Senya on my side, but I am just gonna give it some time. I don't think I need to rush this right now. Let's let the opponent kind of do their thing. Do I want to go for an Estelle skill 3? I think I'd rather go for a barrier right now. So let's go for that. The boss Ruka is going to skill 3 into us, and I don't want to really take too much damage. Noto's then going to skill 3, but after that we should be good. Ooh, he's focusing on Lisette. Let's see what happens. Warhorn, by the way, is helping us turn cycle a bit, which is always really nice. Let's go for a skill 1 here. Actually, we don't need to hit the boss Ruka. We'll just hit her anyway, it's all good. Okay, let's go for a skill 3 here. I'm going to take care of the Celine. She's a very strong damage dealer. This way, there's less damage on the table. We only have to worry about Notos. And Lisette, you know what? I am not going to use my skill just yet. I'm just going to go ahead and hit the Harsetti. Right? Top off the team. Here's the extra attack coming in. Young Sen is doing good. And look at that. Monarch of the Sword of Syria now returns to the battlefield. I guess I will skill 3 here. We'll try to skill 3. We're going to get some fracture stacks and stuff. But I want to hit the Notos for some injury damage. So let's do that. Boom, a little bit of injury. That's pretty nice. Now skill 2 coming out onto the Estelle. It's okay because we have Holy Sacrifice. And guess what? If you revive someone after their Holy Sacrifice has procced, like if you've reset the team, like with your skill 3, it actually resets artifacts like Holy Sacrifice too. So you get to just have 4 lives. Your original life, your Holy Sacrifice life, your reset life, and then your Holy Sacrifice yet again, right? It's kind of wild. But let's go for a Soul Burn onto the Notos. We're going to try to injury him down. Still Soul Burning, because we know Estelle's going to be coming back. It's all good. Actually, we probably didn't need to Soul Burn there, now that I think about it. Because when we use Lisette here to reset everything, the Estelle will actually have her stuff reset too, including her skill cooldowns. No reason for us to reset currently. Let's let the Notos kind of take his turn. Very nice, very nice. Look at that. We're beating Notos in his own domain. It's kind of crazy. Honestly, kind of wild. Alright, there we go. We'll use the... Let's go for a skill 1. Let's just go for the skill 1. There we go. He should be at max injury now, which is good. We don't get any barriers, it's fine. He's gonna skill 3 into the Estelle. Let's see if he takes her out. He might take her out here. Yeah, there we go. He takes her out. But look, Fragment of Life is there, right? We could at this point fully reset, but if I don't want to, right? Let's say, hey, I have my Monarch of the Sword of Syria here. I really don't want to reset all these fracture stacks. It's going to help me. I can now just Soul Burn her skill 1 and then choose a unit. I'm going to choose the Estelle here. And it's just going to bring her back. It brings her back, it gives her combat readiness and all that stuff, and now we can just come and destroy our opponent again. Now this revive, by the way, doesn't reset her skills or anything. It's just normal revive. Your skill 3 is the thing that resets everybody. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and finish off the Notos. Oh, hang on, he's on Holy Sacrifice. It's okay, guys, no worries. It's not like we can't handle him here. We can also, at this point, pop a skill 3, just because, if we want to. And fully reset everybody. Look at that. So any hit on Young Senya would automatically proc her passive. They can never hit the Young Senya here. Estelle, everybody has their skills back off cooldown, and there you have it. But do keep in mind that when you do the full reset, it does reset your buffs and positive effects too. So if you have stacks of things that you don't want to lose, maybe you want to hold on to that skill for a little bit. Okay guys, let's go ahead and kind of change the pace of everything a little bit here with Lisette on an offensive cleave/aggro team. We are going to be going up against this also equally cleave slash aggro team here with Lady of the Scales kind of acting as a anchor. For me, it's going to be Lisette. Obviously, we can reset things if we need to. But yeah, we are going to be taking the brunt of our opponent's hits here with Rinok. Oh man, taking out my Argent Wave's Hua Young. Before we can even do anything, this Tactical Archetype Koli is a speed imprint, right? So RNL is not able to really outspeed my opponent's Rinok. There's the push. RB is going to be taking a turn soon. We do have Warhorn pushing up our Lisette though, which is kind of nice. But at the same time, we're going to be in some trouble, right? 3 fragments of life here, and look at this. Lisette is now going to be able to take the turn. My opponent's units are probably not going to be able to cut, right? I at least hope so. Let's go for a skill 3. See what happens. Lisette is now within striking range, right? 30-something KHP here. So there we go. Argent Wave's Hua Young procs off of our non-attack skill, and Says procs from that as well. The Lady of the Scales will be able to hit us, but we're fine. We do dodge. The Says is now going to be able to come in. We are on Summer Photogenic, so we are able to ignore damage share. I'm going to hit the RB. Oh, or I'm actually going to hit the RB, I guess. I was expecting to miss. That's okay. There we go. Extinction. Beautiful. The splash damage, unfortunately, still follows damage share. But now Hua Young can come in. We can skill 3. Oh, and here's the cool thing is that even if your opponent takes down another unit on your team here, we're still going to be okay. We're still going to be okay because Lisette still has 1 more stack of Divinity, which means we can revive 1 more time, and you can still use a Soul Burn, for example, to bring that unit back without having to wait for your skill 3 to come back up. But yeah, look at that. You can just get cleaved and just fully counter-cleave your opponent. It's just ridiculous. Speaking of aggressive teams, guys, let's try something a little nasty here. Going up against this Harseti team, we are going to bring in Young Senya with Saria, which means Young Senya will have the Fighting Spirit to proc her non-attack skills, like her skill 3 when she takes an extra turn. That'll proc the Hua Young, and when we take an extra turn, it'll also proc the Saria. So this combination is very, very aggressive. However, it does leave us vulnerable because we are using some pretty squishy units, aside from Young Senya and, of course, the Lisette herself, right? So we're going to go for the skill 3. This Bologna on the other side's already just waiting to pop off on us. Here we go. Argent Wave's Hua Young comes in, big kick onto Notos, takes him out. There's a Holy Sacrifice, but guys, look, Bologna cleans us up, and it doesn't feel good, right? Now, fortunately for us, we can go... Ooh, hang on. Lisette is a little bit further back in combat readiness than I thought she was going to be. It's okay. At this point, we can either do one of 2 things. We can skill 3 right now to fully revive everybody, or we can wait and see what happens, right? The Noto is going to go after the Bologna. Bologna's going to hit us. We should be okay in terms of surviving, so I'm just going to hit the Harseti for now. Unfortunately, we miss, so we do take a hit. Or we take 2 hits, I guess. Okay, and Bologna comes in. Skill 3, we should still be okay, right? Lisette is relatively tanky. Now, Lisette can't revive herself, so we do got to keep that in mind. Notos is going to go, pop that skill 3, that's okay. Setsuka's going to go, she's going to pop that skill 3. No debuffs, we're fine. And it's at this point that we should be okay. Unfortunately, Saria revives first. Kind of didn't want that, but it's alright. Let's go for the skill 3 anyway. Right, boom, very nice. Unfortunately, we don't get any attack buff or invincibility. This will still allow us to attack and hopefully not miss everybody. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. And now at this point, we can pop off the skill 3 again. We can now reset. And because we reset the Hua Young and we use a non-attack skill, she gets her passive, which can proc, dealing some decent damage to the Notos there. We can go for a skill 3. I think we finish off the Setsuka without soul burning. I think we do. We don't get the extra hit chance buff though, sadly. Oh no, we don't finish off the Setsuka. It's okay. Argent Wave's Hua Young probably gonna go down to the Notos here. Can we outlast him? I don't know. Ooh, there we go. Another fragment of life, guys. Spooky stuff. Just hit the Notos. Young Senya gets to go. Why don't we hit the I'm gonna hit the Setsuka here. There we go. I was hoping for that to happen. So there's a counterattack. That's awesome. It does trigger our young Senya, which means that we will be able to come in and finish her off. If I soul burn with the Huayang, we wouldn't be in this situation. Oh no, shoot, we didn't hit her. That's okay. We should be able to finish her off here. There we go. Pretty good. And because we had revived, right, we also get our focus stacks reset, and we also get our skill 3 off cooldown. So I could use this to kind of bombard the Notos again. I believe Notos is attacking the young Senya, so I am just going to hold off on that. Let's just go for a skill 1. We can't get buffs anyway, so there's no need to rush. Right, there we go. A little bit of a heal, a little bit of a push. I am just going to go for a skill 1 here. There you go. A little bit of a heal. Young Senya gets to go. Let's just go for a skill... let's go for a skill 1. There's no reason for us to pop that skill 3 just yet. Just going to kind of wait. Sorry, it pops off. Yeah, so... while it became a relatively slow-paced match because the Notos... we're seeing that even with a really squishy, vulnerable team, you can kind of do some really dumb stuff. Let's go with the Saria... let's go with the skill 3, why not? Get the attack buff, invincibility, and the focus and everything, yeah? Okay, there we go. Huayang gets to come back. And we're able to really quickly chip down our opponent. Let's go ahead and just revive. Why not? Show the resiliency of this team. Now, one thing you're going to notice is that we actually don't have any more stacks of Divinity anymore. Oh, there you go. Huayang finishes off the opponent. But yeah, without any stacks of Divinity, you're back to your normal default bulk, but you also don't get the benefits after you skill 3. Well, guys, we just ran into quite an interesting team. Another Lisette already on defense team. This is the first day she's been released, but I'm going to bring in Mort to kind of counter this Estelle, and I'm going to bring in Schneel to counter this Bibulus. Let's see what happens with this match. LQC is our only DPS unit, which is fine. She's probably going to get focused down by the RNL, but we'll see. Both LQC and the Mort are immune to the fear on this RNL, so we're good. And they decided to go for Lisette, which is even better, because then we don't get any of the debuffs like defense breaks and stuff on us, right? So the Mort is here. He'll provide us some barriers and stuff, kind of like Estelle would if I had her on my team. But I am going to be trying to use my Little Queen Charlotte for her skill 3 extinction. We're going to try to prevent this Lisette from reviving and stuff, which I guess doesn't really matter. She's going to pop that skill 3 immediately. But this does mean that we have to contend with everyone using their skill 3s again. Well, I say that, but this team isn't really well tuned. The Estelle and the Bibulus both haven't used their skill 3s yet, so it's not optimal, right? It's really only going to be resetting this, the RNL, which is fine. Anyway, speaking of resetting, Schneel is going to be coming in with some damage of his own. Look at the skill 3 here. Oh, and because even if we do a ton of damage onto my opponent, because Mort is here, the Estelle can't ever counter us, so we're good. We'll just pop that skill 3, why not? Try and deal some damage to the Estelle here, take her out. The Lisette already popped off her skill 3, so the Fragment of Life, if it's an NPC, by the way, like an arena, the opponent can't soul burn the Lisette, so they can't bring back the Fragment of Life. You have to wait for the timer to run out. If you defeat Lisette when the timer is still going, like the Fragment of Life still exists, then the match will immediately end. It's kind of like if Fumir banished somebody to the Shadow Realm, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and bonk this RNL. I'm pretty sure if we inflict extinction here, with her skill 3. Oh yeah, there we go. See, cannot revive, no Fragment of Life at all. That's pretty powerful, guys. That is pretty good. Alright, and Lisette, we could reset the team, but I don't think there's a point in doing that right now, so let's just go ahead and attack the Bibulus. My Mort's, if he's on like Holy Sacrifice, for example, we can wait until he goes down before trying to pop it off. But we are just going to try to chip down this Bibulus here. If we take her out, Lisette loses another stack, and that'll make her a lot easier to deal with. Estelle comes back, and look at this. Skill 3s and everything. She's going to inflict injury on us, too. That's not great. it's at this point that I can say, you know what, screw it. I don't want to deal with the injury or the defense break. Let's just fully cleanse and heal. As long as you have stacks in Divinity, this will reset us back to the start of the match. And resets our cooldowns too, so Mort passive, still live. Little Queen Charlotte, Soulburn skill 3 can still work. I'm just gonna go for a normal skill 3. We're gonna go on to the Bibulus actually. Instead of proccing our opponent's revives, why not just prevent them from reviving to begin with? That's pretty solid, look at that, nice extinction. Got another skill 3 here, let's go for that. Probably should have kept the Bibulus alive just for the, you know, big Schneel damage, but it's okay. Boom. We have no fear of the Estelle, by the way, so we just attack her. Because the Mort is here on my side, just go for another skill 3. And look at this, guys, you can just keep spamming abilities. It's wild that they decide to make a unit like this. But hey, seeing as they made Lady of the Skills last year, I don't know. But yeah, look at that. No more Fragments of Life because there's no more Divinity on this Lisette. So we will eventually be able to finish off this Estelle. But if Estelle stays in this mode here, what we can do is just, if we can take care of this Lisette, I'm not sure if we can actually take care of her on time. Okay, no, we should be able to. Let's go ahead and bonk there. There we go, and the Fragment of Life disappears along with the Lisette, so I'm glad we got this showcase as well to show you these different scenarios and how they'll play out. Since we've been getting away with so many dumb plays, I thought, why not end things with my man Charles going up against the big boss of the game right now, Notos. This is going to be an interesting one. Let's see if Lisette can actually carry a unit as bad as he is in PvP against one of the strongest auto-win buttons that we've ever seen be implemented, right? So, Harsetti's going to come in with a skill 3, and yeah, my Charles is on resistance builds, by the way, so he is pretty solid. There we go, there's some damage, and we have Monarch of the Sword of Syria also chipping in as well. Estelle chipping in too, that's nice for some healing, some self-healing. Procs the Bibulus, but that's good. An early proc on Bibulus is great for us, so we don't have to worry about her potentially cleansing stuff later on. There's the skill 3 on the Estelle, and here comes the Bibulus skill 3. I said cleansing as if my team even has debuffs. We don't. Okay, Charles gets hit by that, but that's okay. It's at this point that I could reset, but I don't really see a point in doing so, so let's go ahead and hit the Harsetti here. Do some healing. Unfortunately, Charles was provoked. We could not go for a skill 3 to get the counterattack buffs and things. Not that we really needed it, seeing as, well, you know, we're under Notos' domain. Estelle should be the one that gets targeted by the Notos here. So, do I want to take... here's the thing. Do I really want to take care of the Harsetti? I think I do. Even though it kind of allows me to take turns with my opponent on the other side, I think it's still fine for us to do this. Let's go for it. Let's go for a skill 3. I'm doing this because if we skill 3 on our Lisette, we're going to reset our stacks anyway, so I might as well just get some Fracture out here. But the most important thing is I want to push up the Ilanov. I was going to try and see if we can proc some counterattacks here. There we go. That's what I was hoping for. Oh, there's that extra attack. Very nice. Slash into smash. And Lisette is now able to take the turn. Let's do a little bit more healing. We need to try to survive the Notos, right? So let's go for this. Skill 1 here. Alright, we do get a counterattack. There we go. And because we can get the Fragment of Life multiple times on a single unit, if Estelle keeps going down and she's the only one that we keep reviving, then it could be pretty good for us. Let us go ahead and hit the Imperium Ilanov. There we go, nice dual attack there to help heal up the Estelle. Boom! Nice, counterattack, we heal ourselves up. Okay, we do eventually go down. We are a Fragment of Life, but that pushes up my Lisette here. And what I can now do is I could Soulburn here. I think I will. Let's Soulburn to bring back the Estelle. Boom, beautiful. And Estelle will be here to soak up some damage for the team. Look at that. Very nice, helping Charles stay alive. Unfortunately, he probably won't be alive for much longer, and the injury does look pretty brutal on our side. But here's the thing, Notos can't one-shot the Lisette right now. We're in a very solid position. right? Because we have the Estelle with the damage share, there's no way you can ever one-shot the Lisette. Right, there we go, and Noto should be losing his domain here. Very, very nice. And we have that Fragment of Life representing our poor little Charles. Let's go ahead and skill 3 into the Notos. Try and deal some damage to him. Charles has a Fragment of Life. We'll try to push up and heal the team a little bit. Ooh, that's kind of rough. It's okay. We still have more divinity stacks, which means more revives. Look at that, guys. Okay, pushing up, that is all good. Now we can come in here, use our skill 3 while we still have a divinity stack. Remember, if you lose your divinity, you won't be able to do the time reversal shenanigans, right? It's all tied to her kit. Okay, so we have Perfume Bibulus coming in with the skill 3. And that is going to be okay, because 2 of my units have immunity, and Charles doesn't scale off his HP, so we're fine. I'm gonna go for the Empyrean Ilanov, see if we can do some damage there. Bibulus gets the proc, that's all good. Okay, so it's at this point that... Oh, well, we actually don't even need to care about the Notos. Yeah, let's just keep hitting the Empyrean Ilanov, heal up the team, top everybody off. Charles hasn't been able to skill 3 at all. Like, we've had chances, but Notos under his domain prevents buffs, so we're at a bit of a disadvantage. Hitting our Charles, that kind of sucks, but it's okay. Go for a skill 3 here, finish off the Empyrean Ilanov. Maybe I should have tried that before she got her Indomitable buff. There we go, down she goes. Ooh, Charles taking some hits, but it's all good. Estelle coming in to save the day with a nice chunky barrier. I feel like we're not countering as much as we probably should, right? Oh, another thing, Lisette can use her Soul Burn here to cleanse a unit. So there you go, Charles. And what we'll do is we'll go for the skill 3. Let's Soul Burn it, and let's go see if we can counter. We do get a counter buff, so it's a 100% chance to counter if they attack us. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about here. And because we have more than 3 buffs, we should be able to have an extra attack every single time. We'll also heal every time we do an extra attack too. Syria has an attack buff. Might as well pop that skill 3. She's not countering, so we're not really getting stacks other than using our own skill 3. Estelle gets to go. Let's finish off the Notos here. I don't remember if we finished him off if he has a Holy Sacrifice or anything like that. But yeah, look, even old man Charles, guys, is able to outlast an absolute monster like Notos. Kinda crazy, right? But yeah, Charles is gonna be the one to take him out. That's right, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that, guys. All you need is like 6 different lives, right? And then you too can beat your opponents down because they literally can't beat you down. I guess that's the whole thing with Lisette, right? Your opponent can't finish you off, so they literally can't win the game. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think of Lisette? I'm kind of happy with how she works, but I know that that means I'm gonna have a really bad time fighting against her in RTA. From my testing, I'm not a aggro or a cleave player, so I don't know how well she's gonna work in those types of teams. I feel like she's just gonna be super, super strong as an anchor. Probably gonna be first picked all the time if she's not pre-banned. But I am enjoying using her, so take that with what you may. If you are trying to summon for her, I would encourage you to continue summoning for her. I think she is definitely worth a Mystic Pity. And as for her best sets and stuff, I still want to try continuing to use the counter set. I don't know if speed is eventually going to be like the king, like it always is, like the meta, but counter's always been fun for me, especially with a unit that heals as much as she does. Healing over 4k with a single counter to each unit on your team is wild. That's 16k health that your opponent has to burst through yet again. So a well-timed counter can definitely save your entire team. I think, is she well balanced? Because she works with, because anti-revive works against her, I should say. I feel like there are ways to play around her. Defense penetration is definitely going to be your best friend when trying to defeat her. And if you're using her, just try to bring some sort of a knight for mitigation, something like Estelle, Arwell, Empyrean, Ilanov, all great ways to try to keep her alive and try to cover some of her weaknesses. You can try to push her back, prevent her from taking turns, for example, from trying to revive the team when it's not optimal, but the fact that she can't be debuffed is very, very tough to fight against. You can't control her with stuns, sleeps, or fear. The only thing you can really do is kind of keep pushing back her combat readiness and hoping that maybe she's on a really slow build or something and that she won't be taking turns. But anyway, with that being said though, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.